Hi guys, welcome to mini lesson number 7. Now in today's lesson, I'm going to talk about what to do in situations when you accidentally mess up a trick, and continue on from my previous one, I'm going to talk about the second instance where you can mess up, and that is when you're performing a trick, you make a mistake in one of the moves and you flash. Now at this point, the spectator might have seen you flash, or the spectator might have not, but you assume they do just because you saw your own mistake. So I'll be lying if I can give you one really great method to get out of this situation, because it really depends on the context of the trick and the move you're performing. So I can't give you one great method, but let me give you a few advice that you should always keep in mind, and that will get you a lot of pressure off of you when you make a mistake. Yeah, first advice is that you should assume most of the time that the spectator has never seen you perform the mistake. Now, you want to make them think that all the mistakes that you know that they've seen, for sure, you have to be 100% confirmed that they've seen the mistake. If you can confirm that, make it look like it's part of the trick. So, for example, as a magician, we know exactly where to look for. Let's say we're doing a double lift, we know exactly at the corner where we're supposed to look for, the finger positioning. But the spectators, they don't know what to look for, and so they have to look at a very big picture, both our hands, the entire deck, as well as our body gestures. Now, at this point, because they don't know the specific places to look for, sometimes little mistakes go unnoticed. For example, when you're doing a double lift, a little split like this, you can't really see it here, but the cards are split off. But because they're both white in the background, these little things are going to go by unnoticed pretty often. Now, on the other hand, if you make a mistake and it goes off like this, where you can clearly see a contrast, you can pretty much assume that they've seen that. Now, at this point, what you can do is go along with the trick, make it seem like this is part of the trick, and split it and show the two cards and make something up. Okay. Now, don't try to cover whatever thing that you made a mistake in, because that confirms that you made a mistake, and they're going to think, that's not magic anymore. That's pure skills or sleight of hands, and they're going to start to heckle you because they've seen you make a mistake already. Now, it's a good thing to always assume that it's part of the trick as well, because they don't know what to expect. And that's second advice. Because the spectators don't know what you're planning to do, you can always change up the trick in the middle of it and make up some kind of pattern to cover up the fact that you made a mistake. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're performing an ambitious card routine, for example, and then you have a card chosen, let's say the Two of Hearts. Now you're trying to control this to the top by using a classic pass, but you accidentally mess up and you flash. And you pretty much know that they've seen you flash right here. At this point, what you can really do is mess people's heads up. Now, I know it sounds a little cruel, but you can mess people's heads up because you think they know that the card is now on top. Shuffle like a madman. If you shuffle like a madman, they're going to think that the card is really now lost. Now, one of the tips I can give you from my experience is that when you shuffle a lot, it really makes it look like as if the card is completely lost. Okay. But when I say shuffle a lot, I don't mean over shuffle for like 2 minutes and completely straight in a row, but maybe shuffle around for like 20 to 30 seconds just to really make it look like as if the cards are really shuffled. Maybe 20 to 30 seconds is a little long. Shuffle around like 3 to 4 times. Maybe that's a better advice. And if you really want to, you can even do a convincer by doing a double lift and showing that the card is not on top, it's not on the bottom, but when in reality, it really is on top. So you can always change up the trick in the middle of it, and you don't have to stay focused on this one route that you have to take. And so that's my advice. Now, before you go, I'm going to give you one example personally where I made a mistake. I made a mistake when I was palming a card. One of the people actually saw me palm the card by looking out, because my hands are small. You know, my hand is it's not really meant for palming. They saw one of the corners sticking out, but they didn't really say anything. They were just keenly watching what I was about to do. Now, the pattern that I used and also the context of the trick made it look like as if the palm was not part of the routine at all. And so sometimes, even if you do make a mistake, they're not going to think that it's part of the trick. And they told me right afterwards, you were palming a card. What were you doing with it? Like, you didn't even use it in the trick. And so, at this point, like, even if I do make a mistake, sometimes it goes by unnoticed like that. And so don't get too panicky when you know you made a mistake, because once you do, they're going to confirm that you did, and that point, you're going to break down completely. And so always remember those advice. Assume they haven't seen it. If you know for sure they did, make it part of the trick. And you can always change the trick in the middle of it. Okay, so that's my message to you. Hopefully that was understandable, helpful, and good luck on that. I'll see you guys next time.